Let's go for it!
Yeah, so I caught Esmé Patterson for now the third time in a year the other night at the Hi-Fi House. So this was a sort of a unique experience, different than the previous two times I saw her. Now, if you're new to my channel or you never checked out the videos before, please watch my two videos that feature Esmé Patterson in them. One, I had a total dedicated video to her. When I saw her live for the first time, I was just so like blown away. I made a whole video. It's about a 12-13 minute video or whatever, just about her, showing some clips from the concert, etc. Then I have another video called Love You Live that features live clips from her second time I saw her, as well as Matthew Sweet and Joy Formidable and some other acts on there too. But this was the third time I saw her, and like I referenced, this is at the Hi-Fi House. Hi-Fi House, again, I'm going to throw back to an older video. My video where I saw Tommy Stinson at the Hi-Fi House. Hi-Fi House is a huge record library and like cool hangout private club in Omaha that features a lot of vintage turntables and speakers, and they've got thousands and thousands of records, and it's this really cool place here in Omaha, and they're expanding out into other places. It's not really a venue. They don't have that many shows there, but every once in a while, they'll bring in artists, and then a lot of times, an artist might be playing somewhere else, but they'll come into Hi-Fi House and film like an interview, where they just ask questions about, your early experiences buying records and this and that. As you might have surmised, Esmé Patterson has become one of my favorite new artists of the last couple of years, without a doubt. I now have everything that she's put out. I've seen her 3 times. This last show at the Hi-Fi House was just amazing. And it was also really amazing because, one, I was in the front row. Now, this is like a gigantic living room where you see these Hi-Fi House shows. They had a series of couches and chairs in the front. I was the first person in, so I, staked a spot right in front, So she was just a few feet from me when she played. I did talk to her after the show, and she said, like, she remembered my name. She was like, "Your name is Dave, right?" And I was just like, "What?" She actually, and I was thinking about it. It did make my whole night. And I even said, "I'm like, you just made my night. The fact that you remembered me, remembered my name." And I thought about it, well, maybe she remembered because last time we did meet when I was there. I don't know. Probably it was more significant for me than her. Number 2, is it because of the video? I know she watched one of the videos that she was in, but that's one time a long time ago. Or was it sort of social media postings because I added her on something on Instagram, and she might have looked at that. I don't care. I'm not thinking about it too hard. I was just pumped that she remembered me from before, and that we got a chance to chat again. This was a more intimate show than anything else. She was even barefoot because the whole place is carpet, and everyone's sitting on couches and stuff. My only complaint was it was too short, I wanted a longer set. It wasn't enough stuff. She played some new songs. She had one new record for sale, and that was this one here, which is a Christmas record, and it's like a snowflake, and it's individually lathe cut by Esmé Patterson herself. She said she had an expert lathe cutter or whatever train her how to do it, and she cut these, so each record, just like a real snowflake, is slightly different. There are none that are exactly the same. And then this little pin here, you could actually hang it as an ornament on your tree if you wanted to, but don't do that if you're going to play the record. So there was initially a Q&A where Esmé answered questions pre-prepared from some interviewers, and then she did a set after that, similar to the Tommy Stinson thing, although I think those were in reverse order because Tommy did the questions after the fact. Before the show, they did say not to take any photographs or anything, and I know that wasn't an Esmé Patterson rule. I don't believe. I think it was the Hi-Fi House's rule, and I wanted to respect that, but at the same time, I feel like I want a couple of things to document my experience and to put it here on this vlog and whatever. So I had to be real stealth about it. So there's only a couple of pictures and just 2 little short video clips because, like I said, I was just a few feet from her, and it's kind of hard to like do. I mean, I was positioning the phone kind of like this and trying to be, like I said, stealth. And nobody said anything, you know. So I didn't want to be disrespectful of the Hi-Fi House's rules, but at the same time, I feel like I you know, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I don't care. It's 2018. The very last song that Esmé did before closing the set, she did this song called What Do You Call a Woman, which is on her album Woman to Woman, which is my favorite album of hers now. Now that I have all her stuff and I've listened to them all, I really like Woman to Woman. But I explained the whole concept of it on my initial Esmé Patterson video, but basically this particular song is sort of a response video to a response song, I should say, to Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. Okay, now it's not like she's writing to Michael Jackson. She's writing from the perspective of Billie Jean and sort of making this Billie Jean person a character and responding. So it's an awesome song. Okay, and you know, Esmé gets really into it, and at one point during the song, she's just a few feet from me, and it's looking like she's like singing it at me, you know, like. And I'm just sort of like, whoa, this is cool, you know? And I'm thinking but also she was wearing glasses, okay? Black sunglasses. With black sunglasses, you can't really tell exactly where people are looking. You know, she could have been looking right at me, but she also could have been looking over here, the people behind me, whatever. I didn't know. You can only see where their face is pointing, and her face was pointing towards me. And I started thinking, well, this is kind of cool, you know, I'm digging this. But then I realized that song, What Do You Call a Woman, is a pretty fucking angry song. Billie Jean, from a lyrical perspective, is pretty shitty in terms of the way Michael Jackson is such a dick in that song to this woman. You know, she claims that I am the one, whatever. So it was kind of an angry song, so I didn't know what to make of it. I made nothing of it, you know, I'm just kind of kidding around. But anyways, dudes, I'm telling you, there are only a handful of artists that I'm really going to go to the mat for and say, I want you to buy their stuff. A newer artist. Talking about classic stuff, that's a different story. But I've only gone to the mat for Twin Peaks and now for Esmé Patterson. So I'm saying go buy either the We Were Wild or Woman to Woman album. Her first album, I wouldn't start there. It's really good, but it's not where I'd start. I'd start with Woman to Woman or We Were Wild to begin with. She also said she's looking for a new studio to record her next album, which hopefully will come out this year. And then I said to her, I was like, so are you going to be back to Omaha, you know, again this year? Because it's only March, you know. And she said the good thing about Omaha is that it's always on the way to somewhere or on the way home from somewhere, because she lives in Colorado. So she was pretty confident she'd be back again this year. So I will, of course, be back at that show.